Hey guys, this is James. Welcome to my part 3 video into my video series Minimalistic Understanding, and the subject to the last other 2 videos is about the invisible geometrical fields and layers a human being is always interacting with. And yeah, so that's the third part, and let me just make a summary of the last 2 videos. Is that the human being is always in 3 main postures, which is in the standing position, sitting position, and in the laying position. So those 3 are the main posture that you do during your whole day, right? So I prepared you something, as you know. So you see here the laying position, sitting position, standing position, sitting position, and laying position. So if you then you see that the layers I did it over here, that I draw over here, represents those invisible geometrical fields and layers. That they are there, but we're not aware of it, or we don't see it. It's just like if you have a geometrical perception caption. I don't know if it's a talent or not, but you know, there's a lot of other languages that exist besides the vocal verbal language we use when we speak, right? Words, you know, most commonly language what we do is speaking with the mouth in words, and then with words we describe a picture or geometrical form to understand something. And there is also a language for the eyes, which I say it's geometry. Geometry is like, when you see, geometry is a language for your eyes, what I think not a lot of people understand. Only a few people, certain people have it, and certain people have it, and it's just geometrical geometry language is the language for your eyes. So you see with your eyes everything in a kind of like geometrical visual form, and you understand it. So it's more or less speaking words or use verbal communications when you see something geographical. Alright, so we also said that the human being has at least 3 main layers, which is the head layer right here, the upper body level layer, geometrical field. I say it's geometrical fields, but I say very often layers because it's just easier to speak, but these are geometrical fields, areas. So we have the head layer, the upper body layer, and the ground layer. And as you see also, there's always a space between those layers, and we fill out this space between those layers with the things that are in our surroundings, like whatever, a car, a football, a tennis ball, a door, or radio, music, headphones, a pen, all kinds of things you occupy within your daily life. They're always in between those geometrical fields, head layer, upper body layer, and the ground layer. So they're always in one of these fields all the time. So as you see here, I said that we have 3 main posture positions, which is the standing, sitting, and laying. And if you see if you are one of these postures, you are occupied in those layers. Like when you stand, you are in all three layers occupied. When you're sitting, you're actually only in these two layers occupied, upper body and the ground level. I call this the ground level, the upper body level, and this is the head level, right? Geometrical fields. And if you see, it looks like a triangle, and here's the ground level where we mostly sleep or take a nap, or our body's in our rest mode. I'll put here, it looks like a triangle, so you see there's already geometrical forms. And if you see that we sleep and then we raise up, we're standing and then we're sitting back and we're going to sleep. So it's similar to the sunrise and the sunset, which I did here. So 8 a.m. the sun rises up, noontime, and then pass, and then 9 p.m. So very similarity. It's all geometrical functions. Today I want to talk about the visual fields when we look at things. So what you see here is our eye, right? So this is from the side perspective, looking in this direction, and this is the front side, so he's looking directly at us. What I wrote here, a little V and here a little H, that represents, the V represents the vertical perception, and the H represents the horizontal. This goes in this direction, left or right, the horizontal optic perception, and here up and down the vertical. So when you see here is when the eye look at things, right? So he can look, the highest angle he can go is like this, and if he looks straight, he looks like this, or when he looks down, looks like this. So these are the three main direction: up, in the middle, and down. Vertical, right? This is only about vertical. And this is the horizontal, and it's looking at us, so you can go look all the way to the right, all the way, from my perspective, all the way to the left, all the way to the right, or he can look straight in the middle towards us, which goes in this direction, right? And I come to these later. So what you have to understand is that our eye, this is what people really have to write that behind the ears, that our eye pupil, the iris, is a round shape. It's round, so it's like when it look at things, it captures things like in a cone, meaning by that it looks kind of like this when it look at things like this. That's how the eye perceives things. So everything that is in this area is automatically limited by a round shape, so to speak. So let me just make it flat in a two-dimensional, so it looks like this. If this is the picture it's looking at like this. It's moving around and it's looking at it like this. So you see already that circles observation on the square. So that's how we look at things, right? And I think it's like 60 degrees. 60 degrees when we look at things. But these are very important things to really understand. So you see that everything becomes really geometrical, right? All geometrical, and it makes all this is vertical, up and down. Also, you can see that if I would connect those things, it looks like a triangle. The same thing here. right? So you can look left and right. Here you can look up and down, and if we would combine these two together, this triangles, it would kind of look like this, like a star, right? Isn't it interesting? So another thing is what I found interesting when I drew that one is if we would draw the same thing just with our, and we erase everything and we just leave the head in the main layers. I said the main layers are 3, which is the ground level, the geometrical ground level, the upper body level, and the head level is. But I said that there are at least another 2. So if we take those layers, right, head level, body level, right, then if we would just take the round circle which represents the head and we would place it like here, right, it looks for me like a music chord, symphony, so to speak, if you know what I mean. It's interesting, you know, the music chords that go like this, right? Somehow I think something like this. The music notes, right? So it's interesting, right? Like it's like the human body moves his posture like a music symphony. Same thing with the sunrise and the sunset. It's all, they have all, if you look at that, and if you look at that, and if you look at that, they have all the same. It's like a music symphony. They interacting during the daytime. Also, the geometrical fields and the layers, they look like this. If I'm drawing a human like this, let's say, all right, this is how the fields looks like, because they are like kind of like layers, like squares, right? You're interacting. It's your room. Let's say you're standing against the wall, one of your wall side in the room, right? Which is now this here, and you look at the room, it would look like this. So maybe you can make it a better understanding what I mean by layers. So this is the head layer, everything that is in your head, in the head vision. Then we have here the upper body layer, and then we have here the ground layer. So that's what you have to understand. That's the layers, the invisible geometrical fields layers that we are always captured in. So this is the upper body, the head layer. This is the upper body layer, geometrical field, and this is the ground level field. So if this is a room, it would look like this, right? Kind of like, so he's standing against the wall and he's looking in this direction. He's looking in this direction. So this is where we always are confronted with those layers, right? Let me move this around. Then let's say a painting picture hangs on the other side of the wall like this, or a window is here to the right side, and here is whatever. Here's a tennis ball on the ground. Here is, let's say, the door knot when you enter the room. So everything, all things that you are interacting with are always in one of these layers, right? And they are very geometrical. They have a geometrical order in your occupational geometrical fields. So, like for instance, when this is your head and this is your geometrical field and it's a square, you can see you can have a triangle and a diagonal field, and your 60% 60 degrees cone vision would look like this, right? And as I said, that is also important is that you yourself always represent a line which is 180 degrees, right? And then you can lean to the right, and then you let's say you're 45 degrees. You can lean all the way to the right, and you're 90 degrees, 45, 90. If you're very stretchable, you can go all the way down, and that would be then so to speak, 360, and it goes all around like this, right? So, and all those things you interacting with are in those different layers and fields. The only thing what we don't have is, obviously we cannot look, let me make a side perspective, is we cannot look behind us, right? So it's actually we can only see if this is us. We make here the head, the arms, and the foot. Looks a bit like this. Well, anyway, and we always see everything when we stand in one position. We can only see everything this side. We cannot look at the same time in the back. That's one of the reasons why when we see the sun, when we standing on the earth, and we standing here, right, and we see the sunrise and then the sunset, we only see the half of it because the sunrise goes up on the other side of the planet. So it's all interrelated each other. It's very interesting. Also, when this is our eye, if we look, let's say this is our eye right here, and we're looking in this direction, right? Let's say, and it's the same thing when you stand and you look in the horizon. So this is our eye pupil right here. Let's just make it a sunrise, 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 and sunset, right? And if we would make a square around it, and our cone is like 60 degrees, 60 degrees. That means if we take if we're looking around a 360, we would have, so to speak, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have to turn around 6 times to have the 360 degrees, which would like then like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this whole thing is a 360, and each one of it's 60 degrees. So it's really important to know that our optical perception, illusion, delusion plays a huge role perceive things, to understand things, to manufacture, to design things according to our optical perception and capturing of our surroundings, what we are at, right? So these are really important things to know. Also, when you stand here, you always represent the 180, as I said, right? When you look at the ground, something, let's say there's a tin can or Coke on the ground or a tennis ball, your vision goes this way. If you look somebody in the face, standing up, or you're looking something in your head level, you're looking in this direction, right? If you look up in your ceiling, or you're looking up the sun or the moon, or what is above you, you're looking in this way. So these are the three main things we're looking at. And let me just extend it a little bit. Then you actually see that this becomes a very interesting shape. Looks like a square, a cube square. And the reason why I'm drawing this is when I connected those layers together, is if you somewhere right now in the room right now, and you look on the upper left corner, or you look on the corners of those rooms, you see always these strange three lines, which represents the height, and the width and the length, right? When you look when you're in a room and you look at a corner, you see always these three lines. And that's where you standing at all the time. See, you are that corner, and that's how you look at things. So that looks visually actually like this. Doesn't it look interesting? So that's how. So you are the corner of a room, right? If you somewhere in the room right now, so you look to your left or to your right or on the ground, you see always these three corners in the room, right? Goes always the height, the width, and the length, and that is you. You are those corners. Doesn't matter from which side, but that's you. As you remember, I said our main looking is if something is on the ground, you look down. If you look somebody in the face, or you walking straight, you look in front of you. That's in the horizontal. And if you look up in the moon, stars, the birds, you're looking up. So you are the corner, right? So you see here you creating this 180 degree, or the 45 degree, or the 90 degree, right? So that's how you look at things, so to speak. That's why we say we perceive things in a kind of like a three-dimensional thing. So thank you for watching, guys. This is the third part, and I will do, wait a minute, this is the fourth part? No, I think it's the third part. I will do another video. Let me just sign my name on it. And thank you for watching, and stay tuned for my next video. Alright, so remember, when you're in a room and you look at the corners in the room, wherever you are that corner. That's how you're looking at things, right? It's very, very interesting. It could be also like this, or it could be like this. It doesn't matter, but well, when you stand and when you look at things, you look at it like this. This is how you visual geometrical look at all things, right? That's the degrees, 180 degrees. This part is 45 degrees or smaller, and this whole thing is 90 degrees, and this is how you look at things. So it's always the depthness. The depthness is that what makes you amused when you look at things. This endless depthness, the horizontal, the depthness, right? And then we have here another layer, and so on. Okay, guys, thank you for watching, and stay tuned. This is James, I cooked it.
Bye.